Remember those shelves and shelves of Disney classics you used to have on VHS? The spines of their spongy plastic cases promising adventures with foxes and cats, lions and bears, princesses and puppets. They're all on Disney+. Except for Song of the South, because, well, that one's never going to see the light of Zippity again. To celebrate this access to all the best Disney movies, we went ahead and compiled a list of every Disney animated film and ranked them the best way we know how, by certified fresh first, then fresh, and then the rotten ones. So, meter on the wall, who's the freshest of them all? Find out in our guide to the best Disney animated movies. 30. The Princess and the Frog, 2009, 85%. Critics' consensus. The warmth of traditional Disney animation makes this occasionally lightweight fairy tale update a lively and captivating confection for the holidays. 29. Mulan, 1998, 86%. Critics. Consensus. Exploring themes of family duty and honor, Mulan breaks new ground as a Disney film, while still bringing vibrant animation and sprightly characters to the screen. 28. The Emperor's New Groove, 2000, 86%. Critics' consensus. The Emperor's New Groove isn't the most ambitious animated film, but its brisk pace, fresh characters, and big laughs make for a great time for the whole family. 27. Lilo and Stitch, 2002, 87%. Critics' consensus. Edgier than traditional Disney fare, Lilo and Stitch explores issues of family while providing a fun and charming story. 26. Wreck-It Ralph, 2012, 87%. Critics. Consensus. Equally entertaining for both kids and parents old enough to catch the references, Wreck-It Ralph is a clever, colorful adventure built on familiar themes and joyful nostalgia. 25. The Jungle Book, 1967, 88%. Critics' consensus. With expressive animation, fun characters, and catchy songs, The Jungle Book endures as a crowd-pleasing Disney classic. 24. Ralph Breaks the Internet, 2018, 88%. Critics' consensus. Ralph Breaks the Internet levels up on its predecessor with a funny, heartwarming sequel that expands its colorful universe while focusing on core characters and relationships. 26. Wreck-It Ralph, 2012, 87%. Critics. Consensus. Equally entertaining for both kids and parents old enough to catch the references, Wreck-It Ralph is a clever, colorful adventure built on familiar themes and joyful nostalgia. 22. Tangled, 2010, 89%. Critics' consensus. While far from Disney's greatest film, Tangled is a visually stunning, thoroughly entertaining addition to the studio's classic animated canon. 21. Sleeping Beauty, 1959, 90%. Critics. Consensus. This Disney dreamscape contains moments of grandeur, with its lush colors, magical air, one of the most menacing villains in the Disney canon. 20. Winnie the Pooh, 2011, 90%. Critics' consensus. Short, nostalgic, and gently whimsical, Winnie the Pooh offers young audiences and their parents a sweetly traditional family treat. 19. Bolt, 2008, 90%. Critics. Consensus. Bolt is a pleasant animated comedy that overcomes the story's familiarity with strong visuals and likable characters. 18. Big Hero 6, 2014, 90%. Critics' consensus. Agreeably entertaining and brilliantly animated, Big Hero 6 is briskly paced, action-packed, and often touching. 17. Frozen, 2013, 90%. Critics' consensus. Beautifully animated, smartly written, and stocked with sing-along songs, Frozen adds another worthy entry to the Disney canon. 16. Bambi, 1942, 91%. Critics. Consensus. Elegantly animated and deeply touching, Bambi is an enduring, endearing, and moving Disney classic. 15. The Little Mermaid, 1989, 91%. Critics' consensus. The Little Mermaid ushered in a new golden era for Disney animation with warm and charming hand-drawn characters and catchy musical sequences. 14. Encanto, 2021, 91%. Critics. Consensus. Encanto's setting and cultural perspective are new for Disney, but the end result is the same. Enchanting, beautifully animated fun for the whole family. 13. The Lion King, 1994, 92%. Critics' consensus: emotionally stirring, richly drawn, and beautifully animated. The Lion King is a pride within Disney's pantheon of classic family films. 12. Lady and the Tramp, 1955, 93%. Critics' consensus: a nostalgic charmer, Lady and the Tramp's token sweetness is mighty, but the songs and richly colored animation are technically superb and make for a memorable experience. 11. Raya and the Last Dragon, 2021, 93%. Critics' consensus: another gorgeously animated, skillfully voiced entry in the Disney canon. Raya and the Last Dragon continues the studio's increased representation, while reaffirming that its classic formula is just as reliable as ever. 10. Beauty and the Beast, 1991, 93%. Critics' consensus: enchanting, sweepingly romantic, and featuring plenty of wonderful musical numbers. Beauty and the Beast is one of Disney's most elegant animated offerings. 9. Fantasia, 1940, 95%. Critics' consensus: a landmark in animation and a huge influence on the medium of music video. Disney's Fantasia is a relentlessly inventive blend of the classics with phantasmagorical images. 8. Dumbo, 1941, 95%. Critics' consensus: Dumbo packs plenty of story into its brief runtime, along with all the warm animation and wonderful music you'd expect from a Disney classic. 7. Aladdin, 1992, 95%. Critics' consensus: a highly entertaining entry in Disney's Renaissance era. Aladdin is beautifully drawn, with near-classic songs and a cast of scene-stealing characters. 6. Moana, 2016, 95%. Critics' consensus: with a title character as three-dimensional as its lush animation and a story that adds fresh depth to Disney's time-tested formula, Moana is truly a family-friendly adventure for the ages. 5. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1937, 97%. Critics' consensus: with its involving story and characters, vibrant art, and memorable songs, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs set the animation standard for decades to come. 4. Cinderella, 1950, 98%. Critics' consensus: the rich colors, sweet songs, adorable mice, and endearing, if suffering heroine make Cinderella a nostalgically lovely charmer. 3. 101 Dalmatians, 1961, 98%. Critics' consensus: with plenty of pooches and a memorable villain, Cruella de Vil, this is one of Disney's most enduring, entertaining animated films. 2. Zootopia, 2016, 98%. Critics' consensus: the brilliantly well-rounded Zootopia offers a thoughtful, inclusive message that's as rich and timely as its sumptuously state-of-the-art animation, all while remaining fast and funny enough to keep younger viewers entertained. 1. Pinocchio, 1940, 100%. Critics' consensus: ambitious, adventurous, and sometimes frightening, Pinocchio arguably represents the pinnacle of Disney's collected works. It's beautifully crafted and emotionally resonant,